Come on in. Come on in. It's a good day. Great day. Hello. Good morning, Rebecca. Getting off to a late start. We got a call last night. Got woken up a bunch of times. But it's okay. We're here. We're here. It's done. We're going to have a good day. Yeah. Good morning, Juno. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. I don't know. Like, starting the morning a little bit. Good morning, Facebook user. Hello. I like music. I like having the music. Now, somebody did tell me that they couldn't hear me over the music. Can you hear me okay, or do I need to drop the volume? It's hard for me to tell. Let me know. Rebecca, what do you think? Can you hear it now? Facebook user, can you hear me? I'll drop the music anyway, but so we're going to get started here. Come on in. Yep, can hear you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Facebook users. All right, what do we got? We got Rebecca, Jenna. Rebecca says the Instagram. Oh, yeah. Rebecca, yep, we can hear you. Yes. Facebook user, thank you. Good morning, good morning. I don't know. I think there's a way you click on something that your name shows up. But either way, later after the fact, I think I can tell if I go back onto the Facebook or wherever you're watching from, I think it's up somewhere. So, but it's great to have you here. Welcome, welcome. So, for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, I'm Dr. Disha Phillip, cardiologist who deals with all matters of the heart and founder of the Path to Meditation Mastery, Meditation for Female Physician Group, Heart-Centered Living Group, and we like to meet here as often as possible, Monday through Friday, as much as I can on my schedule. It's going to get better soon, to have a healthy breakfast for our minds and spirits from 7 to 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I just realized that once school starts, the kids' bus comes at like 7:35. So I don't know, I'm going to have to figure this out somehow. Might have to change the time, but we'll see. Because there's not a lot of time in the morning to do all of this. But I love doing it, and I love meeting with you here. So let's hear what the messages of the day are. Okay. August 24th. This is a good one, and it's a little bit of a metaphor that takes a bit of explaining, but we'll do it, okay? So, by wearing the crown of self-respect, you can live the life of a king or queen, royal, wise, and generous at heart. So, one of the things that when you work privately with me, or if you've seen our webinar that we go over, are some of our identities. So, all of us have a conditioned self, right? And so it's kind of the one. Yesterday, we talked about uh, when we drop below 50% and being on the right side of the emotional guidance scale, or having those low vibration emotions and feelings, right? Boredom all the way down to victimhood. And many of us live in that place of constantly triggered, frustrated, angry, annoyed, right? And that we call our conditioned self. We don't make good choices when we're in that place. We're self-deprecating. And actually, I'm going to tell you a story. And then there's our authentic self, right? Which is this spiritual being having a human experience, the authentic nature of who we are, of the soul. Us, each of us as a soul, is love, peace, joy, enthusiasm. And then also inside of us, we have this loving, wise adult. Okay. The natural nature of a pure soul, if we always live, the goal is to live from that place all the time. And in the World Spiritual University, like there are, we learn about the fact that that's who we were. There was a time when there was no, anger or greed or attachment to things, and where we always knew that we are these spiritual beings and that we are beings of love and light, and we emanated that vibration all the time. And we were in fact royal jewels. And so if you think about how royalty carries themselves, right? There's a difference when we're talking about self-respect. There's a difference between arrogance, egotistical, and self-respect, right? Arrogance and being egotistical is I'm better than you, and you bow to me, and you know what? You're not gonna talk to me in that way. How dare you, right? Sometimes people who are very, very arrogant are putting other people down to make themselves feel higher than or above than, right? I know all of us have felt that way. I know that all of us, physician sisters, I've been around people. My husband's not a physician, and so sometimes he'll say, "Oh, they're so arrogant." You know? Not all of them, but so many are, right? And so, oh, they think they're God, right? I've had patients say that to me. Oh, that surgeon thought he was God, right? And so, this is the feeling that you get, right, from somebody who's behaving in arrogant, egotistical ways that, like you get, right? But then, also, what is self-respect, right? Self-respect, right? You see it. I love this visual. You wear your crown of self-respect. You can live the life of a king, royal, wise, and generous, gracious at heart. It is such an identity and a role, and part of our truth, right? I see it as the divine goddess as well. And if we can remember to honor ourselves, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out. I know it's taken me a long time and I'm still morphing it, right? What is right for me? What are my standards for living? I have certain standards. I'm not going to do drugs. I'm not going to allow myself to be hit in a relationship. These are standards, right? Some people might say they're boundaries. One of our mentors, Stacey Martino, taught us about the difference between standards and self-respect. To me, it's also self-respect and boundaries. The word boundaries has a feeling of keeping things away, like don't come near me. I'm putting the walls up. these are my walls. Don't knock them down. And I'll be pissed if you do or if you try to, right? Like, uh, no work after 8 p.m. Don't call me. Don't email me. Things like that, right? Versus where a standard is something that you uphold for yourself, right? Because we can't sit and control everybody else, right? So if we say, I'm not going to work after 8 p.m., us upholding, the way I see it, us upholding our own self-respect and our standards is putting our phone on do not disturb, right? Not getting pissed when somebody is breaking that boundary, but I'm upholding my standard, right? So I'm in control of it. And that's taking personal responsibility. And it puts us back in the driver's seat, and it's an empowering way to be, right? And so sometimes it's really a fun little challenge, like as we walk into work, right? And I might try this today, is say, you know what? I'm going to wear my crown of self respect, and I'm going to really conjure that royal identity and be that royal, wise person who is generous with my heart, but also have that self respect and maintain my standards. Does that make sense? It's probably a whole like workshop. We could probably do a whole workshop, like a 2-hour workshop on this. We should. We will. These are all thoughts, ideas. It's good stuff. And I wanted to share this patient story that I had yesterday. Wonderful. I had 30, I think it was a 33-year-old young lawyer came to see me. He's got 3 kids. He's got another one on the way. And why does he come to see me? Hypertension. Yeah. And so we're talking about, I'm like, what's going on? How you doing? Right? Show me your blood pressure log. Right? I always make all my patients do a 2-week blood pressure log when they come to see me. And he's like, oh, we're talking. And he's like, well, my doctor tried to put me on sertraline, antidepressant. He's like, I took it for a month and it didn't have any refill. So I tapered myself off of it because I really didn't feel any different. And I was like, okay. So what is hello, Christina, I see you there. And I said, all right. I said, so what is it? Like, how does the depression like manifest for you? Like, is it like you just lay in bed all day, or what is it? He's like, no, he's like, I just have these thoughts, that, I'm not good enough. I'm not, am I going to be able to do this? Life is so busy. I have to, I want to exercise. My kids and my wife were away at the camp. And so this morning the house was empty. So I got up and I meditated and I worked out and it felt great. He said, but I don't have time to do that. I'm working all the time. I got to make partner and like this and that. And he's just like, and just sometimes I just feel like I can't do it. I don't know. And so we were talking about, and I said, well, have you ever thought about hurting yourself? He's like, I've had thoughts. He's like, but I'd never act on it. And I said, listen, here's the deal. All of us as human beings have that inner roommate chatting away in our head, telling us that we're not good enough, that we're failures, that we can't do it, that we can't get through it. That's not who you are. He's like, I know. And I said, no. I said, now think about your little sweet. He's got like 2 boys and a little girl who's 16 months. Sweet, 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 and beautiful names. And I said, imagine if someone came and told your little 4-year-old, you're not good enough and you suck at this and you're a failure and blah, blah, blah. I said, what would you do to that person? And he's like, there's no way. I was like, exactly. Never talk to yourself in a way that you would never allow someone to talk to your precious jewels that you have at home, your children. I said, so what would you say to your son when he comes to you and says, Dad, I feel like I can't do it. I'm a loser. And and he's like, no, I would tell him that you're smarter than both me and your mom, that you can do it. And I was like, right. And I said, and you know that and you believe that, right? About your son? He's like, absolutely. I'm like, exactly. I said, so that is true for you as well. I'm like, remember that. And always remember too that you are a father, and the story and legacy that you want to leave for your children is not, my dad couldn't handle life, so he offed himself. No, that is not the legacy you want to leave. He's like, no, definitely not. I was like, exactly. I said, and it's not your truth. It's not who you are. It is the job of our soul to discern which thoughts are our truth, are royal, right? Are wise, and what is a conditioned self, the inner roommate that Michael Singer talks about in The Untethered Soul, chatting away, right? Kick that out. When the second you start hearing that, you put a full stop, period, out you go. Do not be sabotaging my ass because you're full of BS. I am a loving, peaceful soul, and I know my worth, and I know that I can do this. And it takes practice because I told him, I was like, for 33 years, you've been listening to this inner roommate. But guess what? You wouldn't have gotten to where you are today if you always listened to that inner roommate, right? And it takes time, and it takes practice, and it takes coaching, right? It takes all of that self-coaching, but you can do it once you recognize and realize that that is not your truth. Never talk to yourself in a way that you would never talk to a small child. You are a precious jewel. You are love itself. You are the brightest light who has so much to give, to share. And your mere presence means that this world is a better place with you in it. That is our truth. That is your truth. Just like you know that that's the truth for your children. Yes, I feel strongly about this. But be the royal self that you truly are. Okay. August 24th. Ask and it is given. It is important that you realize that steps 1 and 3 of the creative process are different. Okay, so yesterday, for those of you who weren't here, you should watch yesterday's if you can. So we went through the creative process. Step 1 was ask. We're doing that all the time. Step 1, ask is your job, our job. Step 2, it is given, not our job. Source universe gives it to us. Step 3 is allow. Okay. So today's message, it is important that you realize that steps 1 and 3 of the creative process are different. So asking and allowing are different. When you are focused upon or praying for something you really want or need, often you are not a vibrational match to the thing you want. Instead, you are a match to the absence of the thing you want. Right? That's huge. So, because it's vibrational energy, the vibration that we put out there is what we attract back to us. So it's really important that we recognize this, right? So say it's, use work as an example, right? And say you want, I want my job. I want a different job. I hate my job. I want a different job. I'm looking for a job, right? Oh, I want a different job. I want a different job. I want a different job. But the vibration that you're putting out there is, I hate my job. I hate my job. Right? If you're looking for another one, that's just one example. Some people are just looking for something different and they're actually quite content with their job. Rebecca and I were discussing this, right? It's like, oh, it's fine, but there might be something else out there, right? That's a different energy than, oh my God, I hate this and I need a change. And so if you're sitting in the vibration of, I hate this, right? That's the energy that you're putting out there. So that's not the energy of allowing. It's the energy of resistance. So it's a very subtle thing that when we're using the law of attraction in our life, that we can, that is important to understand. And I'm saying all this to you for you and me, right? So we're all in this together, sisters. All right. We are all in this together. All right. Let's hear our Power of Love card for today. What is it that we need to hear? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? So it's important that we get and stay above that 50% line and stay in a higher vibrational place so we can attract the high vibration things that our soul really truly wants. Let's see. Loyalty. Can you see it? There we go. There we go. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. Alrighty, let's see here. Here we go. Your loyalty is measured by the strength of your commitment to your relationships and obligations. You possess an unswerving faithfulness. Your soul is stirred only when you unselfishly have the best interests of others at heart. This devotion is freely given with a true sense of unconditional love. Loyalty asks you to be steadfast in your motives and unwavering in your ideals. Be a living example to others. Demonstrate how your belief in a person, cause, or principle can enrich your life experience, expand your horizons, and bring you a sense of solidarity and oneness. When you are really honest about where your loyalties lie, you must also be willing to ask yourself what these loyalties are teaching you about yourself and your own value system, right? Your standards. Is there a need you are meeting? What fulfills you and makes you whole? Are you giving unconditionally, expecting nothing in return? Never misuse or abuse your loyalties, but instead defend them like a roaring lion, letting everyone know you are honorable, brave, and strong. If you are the queen or king of your kingdom, right? I feel like there's all this royal awareness today, right? The crown of self-respect, our standards, royal, wise, and generous, and strength. All righty, guys. Woo! Good stuff. Let's go ahead and get comfortable wherever you're sitting and finish up with a little bit of meditation. Okay? So, close your eyes. Visualize your heart in the center of your chest with two nostrils, one in the right ventricle, one on the left. And let's take a deep breath into your heart. Breathe out of your heart. Breathe into your heart and really conjure up these feelings of what it is to feel royal and have that self-respect. And as you breathe out of your heart, spread those vibrations out through your pores into the environment. And from this place, let's go ahead and ask ourselves those 4 soul questions. Question 1. Who am I? Who am I? Second question. What do I want? What is my deepest desire? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Third question. What is my purpose? How can I serve myself and others? Fourth question. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Go ahead and flood yourself with all the things you're grateful for. And rest. Rest in awareness. Rest in consciousness. Rest in existence. Just rest. And as we rest, I'll pronounce 4 intentions. Just repeat them silently and release them into being. Joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. And lightness of being. Lightness of being. Continue to rest. And when you're ready, you can slowly start wiggling your fingers and toes. Rub the tops of your legs. Give yourself a big stretch and flutter open your eyes. And bring your palms together to your heart center and give yourself a little bow of gratitude for bringing yourself here today. To remind yourself of your royal truth. And from this place, with a generous heart, let's give a blast of love and light energy out to all of our family, our friends, our community, our city, our state, our country, to all the countries on this planet, to all of our patients, to all of our brother and sister souls on this planet. And from here, let's give a blast of that energy out into the universe. And from there, it gets boomeranged right back to us. I'll say namaste. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Make sure you put your takeaways in the comments below. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Namaste.